Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stock Car Spectacle. I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Mike Gamble.
I'm a very happy Trevor Bayne fan right now. I'm Nick Kinsel.
Let's go!
That's right. Just a few minutes ago, it was announced that Trevor Bayne will be running 7 races for Joe Gibbs Racing. First one starting off at Auto Club. Nick, how you feeling right now, buddy? 7 races in the 18 car, the car that just won the championship with your other driver,
with my
Daniel
boy.
Hemrick. What the hell?
If you would have told me in 2022 that Daniel Hemrick is a champion and now Trevor Bayne is going to drive for Joe Gibbs Racing in the car that Hemrick won the title in, I would have told you are nuts. And who saw this on their bingo cards? Trevor Bayne and Joe Gibbs Racing? Yeah, he drove for Toyota and Michael Waltrip Racing to get his start in the Nationwide Series back then. So it's just, I can't believe it. I hate it. I don't have any of my Trevor Bayne shirts out here because I was like, when am I ever going to have to wear these again? Because I didn't know he was going to go racing again. Have the Advocare hat to support, but wow, I'm speechless right now. This is great. I cannot wait for Auto Club. I can tell you that right now.
Well, the T-Bane 16 boys are back together once again. We have to be number 18 now.
Now we're
the 18 team boys.
We're the 18 bros. This is
all I got to say to that.
Yes, sir.
Hey, let's go.
I wish I had the alcohol in my dorm room to celebrate with, but I didn't see this one coming. I really did not. This is crazy. Like who would have thought? Like just 48 hours ago, there was nothing. There is no news about, oh, hey, Trevor Bayne might make a comeback. And then all of a sudden yesterday, Joe Gibbs drops that photo on us. And I did everything in my power to overthink this into thinking that it wasn't going to be Trevor that was getting announced. Got the helmet there. I got the full size helmet and the mini little replica helmet over there. I'll have to put that pit crew helmet on once I get back in the
There you go.
It's gonna serve its purpose, but wow, that's insane.
Freaking phenomenal. He's going into a race car that can actually win races. Like, who knows? We might see Trevor Bayne in victory lane a few times this year.
This is the big break he's been waiting for. Yeah, he's 30 years old now, but never once in his career has he really gotten a shot in top-notch equipment.
He almost won in Nice equipment a few years ago.
He almost won at Talladega and that top 5 he had at Bristol. Yeah, that he got disqualified in that one, but fuck the haters for that. He's really never had that top-notch equipment. Michael Waltrip Racing in the Nationwide Series, and then the Wood brothers won the Daytona 500 in their second ever Cup Series race, but still they weren't great equipment at that time. They were just they were starting up their program again as a part-time team. And then Roush Fenway Racing.
They were affiliated with Roush too. They weren't affiliated with Penske. They were not. It's a whole different deal.
We're not affiliated with Penske at that time. Yeah, the Roush Xfinity program, it was solid with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. winning those titles, but it still wasn't the best. And then Roush Fenway Racing from 2015 to present day has just sucked ass. Look at
this last weekend. The Coliseum with Brad, man. Looks like the 6 car hasn't missed a beat.
I saw a fellow Bayne fan on Twitter saying, all right, when are we going to come to realize we put Matt Kenseth in that race car, a champion, Ryan Newman in that car. He's won his
the Rocket Man.
The Rocket Man. He's won his fair share of races. And Brad Keselowski, yeah, it's their first year with a new car and everything, but they looked like shit at the Coliseum. So I don't know. Maybe now we can start to realize that it wasn't Trevor Bayne's fault, and now he's gonna get a shot like my boy Hemdog did last year, and some of the best equipment. And he's gonna try and go make the most of it. So I'm fucking excited. 7 races, 7 opportunities to get checkered flags.
Well, and to kind of compound on something you said, Nick. Yeah, Trevor's 30 years old, but this is NASCAR, not the NFL. I mean, he could still have another 10, 15-year career. You have a good year here. You get picked up full-time by Joe Gibbs or another organization next year. The next thing you know, like I said, you're running 10, 15 years. I mean, guys go into their 40s. He could at least have 10 years if things work out well. Mahalo gets on board, kind of sponsors him, helps himself out there a little bit. The next thing you know, we're seeing Trevor run full time and running for championships week in and week out. It's a very definite possibility at this point if he shows up and shows out here in this 18 car.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
man.
could be the start of a beautiful relationship with Trevor Bayne and NASCAR again, guys. Like, who would have thought? Who would have thought that Trevor Bayne would be back in NASCAR, at least running
Not us.
a
That's for
premier
damn
top
sure.
ride? That is
I
awesome.
already told you you're crazy, but now
Yeah.
I get to root for Daniel Hemrick and Trevor Bayne on the racetrack together. Oh, it's going to be a fun year. And for those of you who are going to ask me who am I going to root for more, I'm sorry, I'm Doug, but I got to go back to my day one right there.
Hey, it's only 7
down,
races.
it's only 7 races. It's only those 7 races. I am full on Bayne train.
I can't wait for one of those 7 races when they tangle into each other and they start beating the shit out of each other. Ooh, that's gonna be fun.
That's the same shit I was waiting for 2 years ago with Trevor and Ben. I was waiting for them two to get together and something happened. Like, oh fuck, no, I gotta pick sides. I hate it.
Well, if it comes down to it, and it's like, say one of these races, like an auto club, it's Bayne versus Hemrick down to the line. I don't give a shit who wins because either way, I'm celebrating it because one of my guys is getting it done.
No, you know damn well.
I know
Trevor win that race. It's gonna mean a whole lot more.
I know damn well it's gonna be. It is gonna mean a whole lot more to see T Bayne, and shit.
We need instant Trevor Bayne 18 merch right now. Drop it, Joe Gibbs.
I need it now.
Take my paycheck.
I need it now. I need to update my wardrobe. I have about 8 Advocate
like 2 weeks
shirts.
Well, and this makes it official. One night out, we're rocking Advocare shit in Motown.
Oh yeah.
I got that Advocare hat that I bought a few years ago when Trevor was running trucks. So let's go.
I come home.
Bang, bang.
I come home tomorrow for the weekend, so I'm gonna have to grab a couple.
You have to grab all your Trevor.
I gotta grab it all. I'm gonna have to grab it all. So I think Friday night we're gonna have to throw it down. I know the girls are doing whatever they're doing for their Valentine's shit. So Friday night, I think we need to celebrate.
Y'all trying to tussle? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Need to celebrate because I don't have the liquor with me right now to celebrate. Trust me, if I did, this would be a different show. But I can't believe it.
This is awesome, boys. All right, guys. So you know how we start off our show every time. We start off with our diecast of the week. Mr. Gambleman, what you got for us?
All right, fellas. Anticipating the news today, I had to go ahead and play a little T-Bayne action. The Wood Brothers Motorcraft number 21 with the bronze chrome finish, signed by Trevor by hand at Chicagoland Speedway when he was Nick and I's best friend at the racetrack year in and year out there for a little while. He's gonna see us at track like, you two fuckers again? Well, actually, he won't say fuckers. It's Trevor.
Yeah, he will not.
You two sons of guns again?
I can't believe it.
Yeah, this was one of my favorite diecasts of my Trevors, though. It's just super clean, got that real nice finish to it. That bronze color chrome is just absolutely sexier than hell. I wish I would have had a different color Sharpie for him to sign on because the black don't show up super well, but it is what it is. Just a badass car, man.
Oh, absolutely. All right there, Nick. What you got for us?
Well, I'm sticking with Mike here. I couldn't really anticipate the news. I only have about 7 or 8 diecasts out here in Morgantown with me, but I do have one T-Bayne car, and it's one of my favorites. Throwing back to one of his wins, 2013 Ford EcoBoost Ford Mustang. When Trevor took this bad boy to victory lane at Iowa Speedway, battling with Austin Dillon. Again, he signed this for me. This was the car that got me Twitter famous a little bit because it's when the 6 team, they took the picture of him signing the car for me, and then they were like, T-Bayne 6 signs an autograph for our number 1 fan, ZLA24. ZLA24 is coming back to play, motherfuckers. Surprise. But yeah, like Mike said, I wish I had a better marker here. You can barely see the signature, but yep, had to bust out this bad boy because, oh man, it's go time.
Hell yeah, boys.
Small funny story on that diecast. That was the first diecast I bought when I got back into collecting diecasts.
Funny story about this.
Really?
This was the first diecast I ever purchased as well.
Get out of here.
It was.
I didn't know that.
So
holy shit, that's crazy.
When I started collecting, before I started collecting, the only car I had was when my dad got me the 2011 Daytona 500 race win. And then finally one day I was like, I guess I'm gonna start collecting my own. And yeah, $25 on eBay. I was like, oh, let's go. And
Yep.
from there, it really developed into an unhealthy addiction of buying Trevor Bayne die-cast
And
feel
sheet
ya.
metal.
and sheet metal. Oh yes, now that sheet metal is gonna have some purpose again. Fuck it, I'm
You should
stopping
hang
by.
it in your
Oh,
dorm
yeah,
room. Take
I
up
was
your
gonna
whole
say.
dorm.
I'll just drill it into my wall. I'll pay the damage fees. I'll drill it into my freaking wall right here.
Oh shit. Uh-oh, we got a guest.
Oh shit.
Oh boy, staying chilling in the background.
Yeah, but that is awesome. So for my diecast of the week, Daytona, we're coming at you in a little bit. And we always start off Daytona with the duels. Awesome racing there. And I'm throwing it back to when Kevin Harvick won the duels in 2019 with his car to can paint scheme. Fucking cool car that they did, because at the end of it, they got all the sheet metal from that and made beer cans out of that. So that was pretty cool. I wish I had one of those beer cans, but diecast is just as good.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest promotions I've seen in a long time, where they made beer cans out of that. I was looking all over trying to get one of those too, because you had to enter a contest to win them, right?
Yeah, and then even months after, they were still giving away some, but I with all the giveaways and shit, there was no way I could get my hands on it.
Nah, no way.
All right, guys. So let's get into our show. Our top story we were going to talk about was Trevor Bayne going to Joe Gibbs Racing. We already talked about that. That is awesome. Nick is happy.
Okay, so here's the thing. I was supposed to jump on this a little bit earlier with you guys to get my reaction, but the reason I didn't do that is because I'm watching it off the Fox Sports app on my TV. So you guys watching it on TV would have been like a minute ahead of me, and I didn't want you guys breaking the news before I got a chance to see it. So that's why I decided to hop on afterwards.
I thought it was because you didn't want us to watch you screaming around like a little sissy bitch, but that's all right.
The door. I pissed off this dorm hall enough when Daniel Hemrick won the championship. I bet you I pissed him off a fair share once that news broke out.
They don't need to be like, oh god, it's NASCAR season again.
Oh no, not again.
Man, West Virginia's already got frats and stuff getting on probation, damn near kicked off school, guns getting fired. The last thing they need is Nick in trouble now, too.
All right, guys. And the Busch Clash, it put on phenomenal numbers for viewership this past weekend. Almost 4,300,000 people tuned into this NASCAR race. I mean, who would have thought? Like, these numbers nowadays, it's phenomenal. We know Daytona has been hosting the Clash for the past however long it's been going on for. And they tried the Daytona road course, didn't really end up working out. They tried doing the LA Coliseum, and it turned out to be phenomenal. Racing at a football stadium's got so many eyes, so many people that don't watch NASCAR that are watching NASCAR now. People are probably Joey Logano fans because they saw like their first ever race that they watched.
I feel bad for them.
Fucking idiot.
First NASCAR event, and they got to see that cocksucker win a race.
Next Gen Joe getting it done, baby. No, but hey, resounding dub for NASCAR. Any way you cut that pie.
Mm-hmm.
You went from a race that was really lost its luster, really become like an afterthought, like oh, well, hey, we get to see cars on the track again, I guess, to you cannot miss it. I had people at work that don't watch NASCAR at all texting me, sending me emails, calling me like, hey, did you see that race? Hey, what'd you think of this? So you put global eyeballs on the sport that we haven't had in a long time. That was one of those things. You had Ice Cube there, Pitbull performing, LA Coliseum, Reggie Bush hanging out. Like, talk about making NASCAR cool again and making it appeal to everybody. Resounding win for NASCAR. The format I thought was kick-ass. Everybody had to race their way in, so nobody got a free pass, except for fucking Winex, but we'll get to that in a moment. So I thought that was just one of the coolest things I've seen in a long, long time in racing anywhere. And, being an exhibition event too, couldn't have done it any better.
Absolutely. I mean, anytime you're up 168% in viewership, how you can't call that a success? You're pretty fucking stupid if that's the way you're going there. But and then so you guys know that idiot Nick Bromberg on Twitter.
Yep.
He was tweeting out. He's like, I can't believe we're celebrating this as a massive dub when, 18 years ago or 19 years ago, the Clash got 9 million viewers. Dumbass, this isn't 2003 anymore.
Yeah.
You just can't expect that kind of viewership for NASCAR anymore. That was back in the peak days right there. But to have 4 million viewers in the sport that is considered dying, I don't see how you can't take this as a massive victory. This is a huge success. I hope that either we come back here, but I'd also like to see us switch up the Clash venue every single year. Go to a different place, try it out, because I think that's just going to continue to expand the market there and expand the viewership for NASCAR right there.
On the Kodos Mojo with Patrick, we were talking like different stadiums that we'd like to see turned into racetracks. I mean, there's so many huge stadiums in this country alone. I mean, we got the Michigan Stadium, we got the Rose Bowl. There's so many giant stadiums where they could do this and they would work so much better there. So, I mean, there's so many opportunities to do this. This is just the beginning.
Yeah, and I would like to see him kind of rotate it and move it around. I've heard rumors that people are kind of saying it'd be cool if they followed the Super Bowl around. So Super Bowl's in LA this year. They went to LA. Super Bowl, like say next year, I don't know where it is. Say it's in Texas and they go into like Dallas or something. But the thing is what NASCAR does is something new will happen and then they run that shit into the ground. So like, hey, road courses were cool a couple of years ago. Let's add like 9 to the schedule. Now short track's going to be cool. Hopefully they don't add like 9 to the schedule, even though I like short track racing. I think that would be awesome.
That would be a massive jump. Yeah, hell yeah.
But my point is, if you move it around, it makes people talk year after year. Where are they going to go? What's it going to be like? This, that, whatever. If you go back to LA Coliseum year after year, you're not going to get that number in 2 years. You might not get it next year. So you keep it moving. To me, I think that keeps it fresh. That keeps new eyeballs, fresh eyeballs that we don't normally have on the sport watching, talking about it. And like we said, who knows? We might have new fans after that.
Yeah, absolutely. So big win for NASCAR this past weekend. Like you were saying, lots of celebrities out there, lots of people influencing. So pretty cool to see that kind of attention get to most of the world, because, I saw one of the TikTokers, the Charlie D'Amelio or whatever, she was hanging out with Kyle Busch and she posted on her Instagram, she was with Kyle Busch. I mean, how many followers did that just get him? I mean, that's ridiculous. She is like a huge time celebrity and people are seeing that. And she probably just turned a bunch of kids into NASCAR fans. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, you can't even go on TikTok and watch 5 reels or go on a TikTok or Instagram or any of those and watch 5 reels, 5 videos, anything without stumbling upon one of her videos by accident. That's how big she is. So for her to be at the sport, be talking about the sport, again, huge feather in NASCAR's cap. Well played all the way through. I thought Ice Cube kicked ass.
Yeah.
It was really funny watching that crowd get down with some Ice Cube. I loved it. I enjoyed every minute of it.
You're like, half of them were with it, and then half of them were just like,
half of them were like, I don't know what the hell is going on right now, but all right. I've had 15 Busch Lights. Let's ride, baby.
It
probably would have been
crazy.
us too, but hey.
Yeah, probably.
It was just crazy to see like the redneck NASCAR world interact with the Hollywood kind of like world. It's funny. It's funny.
Yeah, that was a weird clash of the Titans right there.
Oh yeah. All right, guys. And then Kyle Busch, he said either yesterday, a few days ago, it says there's still no plans to be running any Xfinity races unless there's a new sponsorship deal. Bob Pocker has kind of hinted that there might be a new sponsor coming for Kyle Busch, so I'm not really sure.
From what I was seeing yesterday, it was looking like they ruled it out completely that he's not gonna compete in the Xfinity Series this year, which is great because now he can't take checkered flags away from T-Bane like he did to Daniel Hemrick last year. But no, yeah, from what I saw, it was looking like it was almost confirmed that he wasn't going to run any Xfinity races this year.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to have seen him take Trevor out one time just to watch Nick go nuclear. That would be the most incredible.
It would have been great if it was at Nashville too, and Dalton was sitting right next to me. Because if he thought I was mad at him after Kyle Busch punted Hemrick at Atlanta last year,
Lord!
Now we're messing with T-Bane. You don't do that and get away with it.
You do not fucks with the 6 God and live to tell the tale.
He will not live to tell the tale on that one. But no.
Oh yeah, I did realize. I just realized that we are going to be seeing T-Bane racing live at Nashville. So, yeah.
I'm gonna have to hit a lottery or something, and I'm gonna have to be at all 7 of these events. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys in Fontana. I'm dropping out of school.
I was gonna say Nick's gonna be like,
hitting
take
the road.
that tuition money.
Yeah, I'll
listen,
take that
one more
tuition.
semester, Morgantown, see Trevor Bayne, win all around.
I'll
fellas.
fire up the van, and I'll see you boys in Fontana.
And then he ends up homeless in California.
Hey, I'll
trades
take that.
in the Jeep for an Astro van.
There you go.
Solid life choices.
I'll spray paint the Bane train on it. We'll be good to go.
Yeah, you get yourself in a real bad place to do that, pal. We bailing you out of jail or something.
That's cool. That's
right. All right, guys, and something else pretty cool that happened this past weekend at the Coliseum. The Jordan brand signed on with Kurt Busch. You know, he is driving for 2311 Racing, and old Michael Jordan decided to put the Jumpman logo on his car. That's cool. They said that they are going to have a whole Jordan branded car for him. So I can't wait to see that. That is going to be fucking cool. Being us Chicago boys, we need some Kurt Force Ones or something.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
I'll be all over that. But no, I just remember right when they announced the formation of 2311 Racing and people were already just goofing around before we knew any of the sponsors, anything like that. We're just messing around doing renders of Bubba Wallace 23 Jumpman cars. Mm-hmm. And now we're going to see a Jumpman 45 car. And the renders I saw were incredible. So if they even come close to knocking out of the park like those were, man, this could be like Kurt's monster car, just absolutely just bad to the bone race car.
Yep, definitely. I can't wait for that. So far, Kurt, I think he's going to have the best paint schemes out of anyone this year. Already killing it with that monster scheme.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Car looked absolutely fantastic on the racetrack. It never misses, that monster car ever. Always looks good.
Never. All right, guys, so let's get into our Clash review. The heat races were absolutely insane. We saw a bunch of bumping and banging. We saw Ty Dillon almost kill a bunch of guys on track. Eric Almirola got plowed into the wall, almost taking out Kevin Harvick. Just absolutely phenomenal heat racing that we saw, only leading up to the 23 car race for later that day.
Dude, Ty Dillon drove like I did when I try and drive a short track on any of the NASCAR heat games. He was just plowing his way through the middle, taking guys out left and right. That's a good strategy. Get yourself to the front right there. That's what I would have done. That's what I do on these short tracks in these video games. Take as many guys out as you can, and then
you got like 20 rivals afterwards.
And you're at the front. Yeah, he definitely did not make any friends.
No,
going into this season, so that'll be funny. But
well, that does beg to bring up one other thing that I think is very much so worth talking about. How awesome were these new next gen cars, and how well did they take damage? Did anybody see anybody get a tire cut down all day? Did anybody see anybody take any real like major damage? These guys were beating the piss out of each other every time you turned around, and those composite bodies just flexed, took it, and just kept on moving, man. Those things are going to be tanks. I can't wait for like Martinsville and some of these other tracks now just to see how crazy. I can't wait to see how nuts the bump drafting is going to be in Daytona if they can beat the shit out of each other like that.
Yeah, I mean, with these composite bodies, they can pretty much do whatever. I think the racing is going to be way tougher. We're going to see things like we see in the Xfinity Series. Like, we know the Xfinity Series is the best series in NASCAR. And
yeah, because Trevor Bayne's in the series now. I'm gonna take full-on advantage of this.
Oh yeah, you have to. You have to, buddy. When I first met you, you were a sad Trevor Bayne fan. You were going for Daniel Hemrick, and now look at you. You're driver the champion, and Trevor Bayne's coming back. Like, boy,
it's good.
Things have really turned around
for Nicholas Kinzel.
Finally, ever since the Michael Waltrip curse ended, good things have happened to me. Daniel Hemrick won a race, won a title. Trevor Bayne is back. Michael Waltrip, I love you, buddy.
Man.
I'm bringing that car back on the show one of these days.
You have to be nice to it this time.
Do it after Trevor's won a race or something already. We don't need to reignite the curse.
No, just to do it once his 7 races are up so he doesn't get in like a horrible accident. Because I know with your bad luck, you're gonna paralyze that guy.
Well, that's what I like about his schedule. He's got 7 races and they're all spread out. Like starting in Auto Club, ending at Homestead under the lights. I love that.
That is awesome. All right, guys. So yeah, heat races set up the lineup for the Clash, and then we had wild hard racing. Multiple drivers were out of this race. We had Justin Haley getting slammed into the wall by the champion Kyle Larson. Larson was
okay. I really want to say this. It has been a great past couple days for me. I just gotta say that. Justin Haley, bad fast all weekend, and then Kyle Larson does the Lord's work out there and just sends his ass into the inside wall. And now this news, man, I am
Nick's
flying
on
high
cloud 9.
Yeah, I'm on cloud 9 right now. It's been a great past couple days for me, and it's gonna be even good. Now that you guys are coming out next week for Daytona, and Daniel Hemrick's in the 500. Let's fucking go! What a
gonna be wild.
What a stretch.
Nick is just full on living his best life out here right now. But yeah, man, they were taking 0 prisoners in this the main race here. Eric Jones getting real chippy with old Ryan Blaney a little later in the race. Ty Dillon's shit earlier. Justin Haley getting clapped back by old number 5 himself. And Kyle Larson does not race like that, which was so wild to see. Like, he is such a gentleman on the racetrack by large and away, just usually a pretty nice, clean racer. And he was just not having young man shit right there. That was so much fun to watch.
That championship gave him some real big dick energy. I'll tell you that.
It was great. It was the greatest.
Well, I don't know if it's that or if he's just like, listen, kid, I just won a championship. And you're asking me to start knocking me around. Nah, go back, Rook. See you later.
I just like how he said after in his interview, he's like, well, we put the world on notice today. They all know we're here now. Nah, buddy, this is not a real racetrack. This is a quarter-mile racetrack. Pump the brakes on that. Let's get ourselves on some intermediate tracks here, and then we'll really see.
And I mean, again, you had...
It was a great run, but let's pump the brakes. Let's pump the brakes on. They know we're here now.
Yeah. Hey, sorry for interrupting. I'll let you finish your boy off there. I know you've been holding that in since you knew we were filming. Was like, yes, I'm gonna get that motherfucker.
No, that's all I gotta say. I'll let him off with a slap on the wrist because of the news that came out today. He caught me in a good mood. If that was anybody else announced getting to drive for Joe Gibbs Racing that is not named Trevor Bayne, I was gonna freaking throw some shit around, and this is gonna be a rough show for you boys.
This would have been a very different show.
Very different show.
Or something.
Very different show.
But no, it was just one of the things that was really interesting to me throughout the weekend too was you saw, again, kind of to be expected given the spectacle of the racetrack we were at, nobody really knowing what to expect. The brand new car. You saw some really weird cars run well. Rick Ware Racing running like towards the top half of the field a lot of the race.
That's
Justin Haley up there.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
it's Ryan Preece, man. That guy is good. I'm telling you, he's
Ryan
a good race car
Preece
driver.
short track. Ryan Preece had a short track. That's his roots right there.
But it went the other way too. Martin Truex Jr. is one of the best short track drivers, and he was driving a freaking Buick Regal out there or something because dude was getting absolutely plowed by everybody. Yeah. Brad Keselowski looked rough, which again we kind of saw coming a little bit because new team, that was always gonna be a tough situation. But you saw some of the heavy hitters like really struggle. You saw some guys that never run inside the top 15, top 20 running up there consistently. I mean, the 43 team even had a pretty good run going for a lot of the race and finished well. So that's one of the things I thought really captured how cool of an event this was. So you had a lot of comers and goers with that. So a lot of people running outside of positions they normally would, and just really kick ass to see some of that.
It's like once they got back in traffic, like the guys like Denny Hamlin didn't look stout at all. Martin Truex didn't look stout. Who else was I about to just say?
Kevin Harvick looked like shit.
It's because they were mired back in traffic. It was tough to pass in traffic, and that's what was difficult about this racetrack. But that just means that's how important that those heat races and even the qualifying session was, because that's going to set you up. Like if you start from like 7th or 8th on back, it's going to be very difficult for you to get up to the front at a short track like that with how few laps there are and how short this place is. Like, you got to go, like, if you're starting back in 14th or 15th in this main event, it's like you almost really don't even have a chance here because it looked tough to pass back there, and we saw those guys struggle big time.
Yeah, I mean, the traffic just fucked everyone up. I mean, we saw Bubba Wallace. He started near the back, and he just ended up the race. I think it was like 3 laps down towards the end of it. So when you're on that short of a track and you're starting in the back, good luck to you, bud.
Well, and my boy Bubba had a real rough time this weekend.
He was playing.
He could not figure out. Was playing some bumper cars. Couldn't figure out how to use them brakes quite yet. I was listening to Door Bumper Clear today, and Freddie was telling me he's like, just blowing his brakes up like every turn, just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that was a struggle out there. Him and Kurt had their first team bonding moment of the season right there. Granted, that one really wasn't Bubba's fault because Bubba got pushed up into the 45, but that was probably a fun team meeting on Monday.
Hey, they were having fun on the new track. They're still trying to figure shit out. I mean, I'm sure every driver came out of this race with a smile on their face saying, wow, I just drove on the LA Coliseum. That's so fucking cool, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
I will say one thing that was weird about that race was, remember after like the first caution when three or four cars they just died. They just died. Tyler Reddick was one of them. Denny Hamlin was one of them. I forgot who the other ones were, but there was like
Ryan Preece.
Ryan Preece had an issue. It's like right after that first caution, 4 cars in a row, and Tyler Reddick, he was the man to beat. He had early on in that race. He had a piece, and the issues there. So I wonder if that worried some guys a little bit going forward into this season. But again, we're not going to see a track again like this throughout the season. So I'm guessing that the track and the racing conditions had something to do with that.
All that beating and banging?
That's got to put it. I was going to say, if that's not the case, then that's got to put a little bit of worry into these guys going into the season with the brand new car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, only time can tell with this new car. And guys, we mentioned it a little bit earlier. Ice Cube did the halftime show. That was cool. They gave the drivers a few minutes, or the teams, work on their cars, make sure nothing was wrong with them, while Ice Cube entertained the crowd. That was cool. Ain't No Party Like an LA Party. That was awesome to see in downtown LA at the Coliseum. This is so wild. You never would have thought you'd be seeing Ice Cube perform in the middle of a NASCAR race.
No, things I never thought I'd see for 1,000, Alex. Yeah. So no, really kick ass to see though. When you think of LA, I mean, Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube, probably 2 of the top guys that kind of, you think of when it comes to LA culture, hip hop, all that kind of stuff. And, playing into our younger fan base of NASCAR. So I thought that was a really, really cool pick. I thought he killed it, did a really good job. Really cool visuals too. And again, Ice Cube's got a huge following, bringing new eyes to the sport, just kicking ass all the way around.
Yeah, absolutely. I follow Ice Cube on Instagram, and I was seeing like comments, like people that weren't even NASCAR fans were like, yeah, I tuned into the race and I saw you perform. Like, that's so cool. New eyes on the sport. This whole weekend was just a huge success for NASCAR.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ice Cube performed, and then the racing got back on. And it was Joey Logano versus KFB throughout the whole time. Joey gave Kyle Busch the bump and run to go and get the first win in the next gen car. Joey Logano winning at new venues. He won at the Bristol dirt race, and now he won at the LA Coliseum. So any other new tracks, Joey might win it.
And his wife had a baby right after. So
yeah, right.
Dude's having a pretty. Nick, you're having a real solid couple days. He might be right behind you.
The dude loves Coliseum racing. He wins Bristol a lot. Now he's won here. I would have loved to have just seen 50 more laps in this race because he was starting to catch traffic, and Kyle Busch was going to be there. And Kyle Busch was not going to forget what happened right before that halftime break when Joey put the move on him. Oh, it was gonna be great. He was getting sent in the 4th row for sure. But no, yeah, this is how our season starts off. It couldn't have gone any better. I feel so sorry for the 70% of the new viewers who are going to now be Joey Logano fans because of it. They got a long road ahead of them, so good luck to them. But no, yeah, this was a great event.
Yeah. Absolutely awesome weekend to start off the 2022 NASCAR season, guys. So any last minute thoughts on the LA Coliseum? And we're not doing a preview for Daytona, few weeks away right now, but what are your final thoughts on the LA Coliseum? Nick, how about you, buddy?
It worked. This was a whole lot more entertaining than watching the Daytona Road Course. I can tell you that. You got your viewership up. You got new eyes to the sport. I don't see how this isn't a victory for NASCAR again, like we talked about. Maybe switch up the venue every year because that's just going to continue to put more and more eyes on the sport, a sport that was considered to be dead. We're on the rise again. So A+ for NASCAR. They had the balls to go out and do something like this. This could have been a failure and then we would have gotten a lot of negative attention for it, but it was the exact opposite. This was a great venue, great event, and I'm looking forward to see what else they're going to do here coming up.
Couldn't agree more.
I mean, resounding success all the way around. NASCAR knocked it out of the park. It was really cool to see NASCAR take a big chance, a big opportunity. That they could have, wrote it. There's no way that this race, putting this on, everything they did, this whole spectacle, this whole ordeal was cheap by any stretch of the imagination. So NASCAR really bet on themselves to put together a phenomenal event, and really hope that they got out in the public eye and, hopefully this does something for them in the future. But they could have really fell on their face. So kudos to NASCAR for trying something crazy here, trying something different, and really executing it. It's one thing to dream it up. It's another thing to bring it to life and execute it. And this was flawless execution, in my opinion. I can't think of two things that I'd have changed about the way they did this past weekend. I hope they do keep doing things like this. Like we said, I think it just keeps bringing new eyes on the sport, keep changing up, keep it fresh. This is a big step in the right direction. Really good way to bring in the next gen car. And I do not have enough good things to say about this weekend. It was just absolutely fantastic. Kudos, NASCAR.
Yeah, I thought it was the perfect weekend for NASCAR. We're going on a quarter-mile track. We haven't raced there since, 1972, since we've raced on a track that short. Been a long time. Cool to see these cars, kind of bump and bang like that. That's what people like to see when they watch racing. They want to see guys, run for the lead. They're racing each other hard, and that's what we saw at the LA Coliseum. Totally new venue, big market for people to get their eyeballs onto the sport. Not really your typical NASCAR market. So huge victory for NASCAR to just get way more people into the sport. I loved it. Absolutely awesome. I can't wait to see if they do more stadiums or different kind of venues or whatever, because the sky is the limit right now for NASCAR. I mean, they just proved that they can pretty much do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, absolutely. The sky's the limit. The door's wide open right here. Mm-hmm. I cannot wait to see where they go with this. I would love to see them even do something like this for the All-Star race too. A lot of other sports bring in, halftime musical performances and stuff, or in between periods, what have you. NASCAR just wrote their own blueprint for another phenomenal way to do a really successful thing for their All-Star race too. You go to like a short track, like a Stafford or something like that maybe we saw SRX run at, do something like that for the All-Star race, do one of these big stadiums for the Clash. Man, you're cooking then. You are cooking with gas if you do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So guys, that will about wrap it up for our show here. Again, awesome racing at the LA Coliseum. We'll be back next week for our Daytona preview. Guys, Daytona is among us. The NASCAR season is just getting started. It's going to be a wild year with the next gen car, boys.
It's going to be a wild week next week. I'll tell you what.
Oh yeah, Morgantown.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we can try and film some of our adventures there and post it.
God,
that's family friendly content. Yeah.
From prison or what?
Yeah.
Oh
man.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be a wild one, fellas. I cannot wait. Now it truly feels like NASCAR's back. I cannot wait to see how these cars go from the quarter mile to one of the biggest tracks on the NASCAR circuit.
Mhm.
Going to be really cool to see how that flip flop changes, see how these cars run. I'm excited for it, fellas. I cannot wait.
Absolutely, boys. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for tuning into the Stock Car Spectacle. Guys, we have new merch, by the way, with our new logo and everything. We'll have the link below. Thanks to our buddy Dalton Good for designing our logos, helping us with the merchandise. It's all on spreadshirt.com. Guys, make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well. And make sure to follow us on anchor.fm. We're also on Spotify and all other podcast platforms. So, guys, for the Stock Car Spectacle, I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Mike Gamble.
And I'm Nick Kinzel.
We'll see you guys next time.